secret security clearance, and you've refused. Why?
Canadians have been divided by their government over the last decade.
Canada heads to polls on April 28, a snap election that will decide if America's northern neighbor will have a fourth consecutive Liberal government or the only fourth Conservative Prime Minister the country had since its inception in the 19th century. The snap elections, conducted 6 months ahead of schedule, challenged the clear-cut race for Conservatives under career politician Pierre Poilievre, who has enjoyed a double-digit lead over the Liberals before Trudeau resigned. Canada uses the first-past-the-post electoral system, similar to the United Kingdom. Canadians will vote for the MP of their local area, known as ridings or electoral districts. Voters mark one candidate as their favourite or first preference, and the candidate with the most first preference marks is elected regardless of whether they have over half the votes. The main parties are bidding for a majority of the 343 seats in Canada's House of Commons, with the leader of the party with the majority in Parliament becoming the Prime Minister. There are 4 main political parties in Canada: Liberal, Conservative, New Democratic Party and Bloc Québécois. Out of these, only 2, Liberal and Conservative, have the chance to get the 172 seats needed to form a majority government. If no party ends up with an overall majority of seats, this will result in a hunk parliament or a minority government. Trudeau's resignation came days before Donald Trump's oath as the 47th President of the United States, and months after the US President threatened tariffs on Canada for illegal immigration and fentanyl trade. This led to a domino effect, leading to resignations in Trudeau's cabinet from Housing Minister Sean Fraser and then Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland. The race looked favourable for Poilievre, who was busy branding any Liberal replacing Trudeau as just like Justin. Then came Carney. He made 3 sweeping changes that caught Poilievre's grid by surprise. Number 1. Tit-for-tat tariffs on USA. Canada became among the first nations to retaliate to the US President's auto tariffs at 25%.
The Liberal government will create the Strategic Response Fund. And this is a $2 billion fund that will protect the jobs of workers affected by President Trump's tariffs. But it'll do much more than that.
Poilievre, on the other hand, stressed more on renegotiating the USMCA.
Must be renegotiated anyway. Next year. Why wait? Why?
He also called for intra-provincial trade, something he said the Liberals made tougher due to their previous reliance and channeling of routes through the US. Carney harnessed nationalism in Canadians, urging people to buy in Canada and increase local manufacturing. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith's comment on Poilievre being in sync with Trump on a conservative podcast in America in March also put him in a tough spot. Number 2, the carbon tax. Poilievre was busy convincing the masses that the Liberals broke Canada through imposing the carbon tax. Here again, Carney anticipated Poilievre's move by announcing a middle-class tax cut and scrapping the carbon tax. Number 3, matching Poilievre's game and then preponing elections. Many feel Carney compensates his lack for political experience with his experience in finance and his life as a strategist when governor and later board member for corporate companies. Both Poilievre and Carney have taken a protectionist anti-China stance, announcing defense measures for the Arctic North without depending on the US for security.
We must invest in Canada's north to defend our sovereignty.
Many feel Poilievre was poised to end a decade of Liberal rule after swiftly rising the ranks in his Conservative Party, but has been affected by the Trump effect. Several of Poilievre's announcements match Trump's style of governance in the US.
Time for Mark Carney to stop covering up his foreign conflicts of interest. Come clean about what you own and stop selling out our country to foreign interests.
Trump tried a reverse psychology ploy by saying he's better aligned with Mark Carney's Liberal government. This triggered sweeps of nationalism towards Carney, giving Liberals a 5.6-point lead over the Conservatives. But since Trump's decided silence on Canada, voters appear to have put focus back towards concerns about high living costs, something they feel Poilievre can fix. Liberals are polling at 42.4%, with the Conservatives at 38.5% as per CBC's poll tracker. If the numbers persist, the Liberals could return for a fourth term under Carney, but with a minority government. 36% of respondents said Trump is the most important issue to influence their vote. The economy followed next at 29%. Poilievre has distanced himself from Trump, but his voter base aligns with the US president. Billionaire Elon Musk also praised the conservative leader, something he's been doing for Germany with Alice Weidel and the UK with Nigel Farage. Carney and Poilievre have both placed immigration reform high on their campaign agendas. The Liberal platform aims to stabilize annual permanent resident admissions at less than 1% of Canada's population beyond 2027. This translates to 395,000 in 2025, representing approximately 0.95% of the projected population of 41.5 million. Poilievre, on the other hand, has suggested tying immigration levels to housing availability, bringing numbers to Harper government levels between 247,000 and 281,000 annually. Carney plans to cap study permit applications and restrict eligibility for post-graduation work permits and spousal open work permits. Poilievre, on the other hand, aims to restore integrity to the system by cracking down on fraud and dramatically reducing the number of temporary foreign workers and foreign students. Who will rise to the top after a tough fight marred by external and internal issues? We wait for final results to come in as final numbers take shape in a few hours. This is Gauri Joshi signing off, but stay tuned with the Economic Times for the latest updates on Canada and the rest of the world.